Hey, it's Cherilyn. I hope you are having an amazing day. And this live is inspired by some recent conversations with some people who said, I want to make some life changes, lifestyle changes. I want to be healthier. And my spouse is not supporting me. And it's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Well, guess what? First off, that is incredibly common. And of course, every relationship is different. There's so many different little aspects that can come into play in something like that. But I'll just give you some general information that may help you move forward with this or understand where some of this stuff comes from. Because when I decided I wanted to be healthier and I told my husband, I think he was just like, really? Not again. You're going to do it again? I'm just not wanting to hear the complaining. And I get it. I totally understand where he was coming from. So, an unsupportive spouse, first off, yes, they may not understand your desire. It's not their desire. It's not in their heart. It's not their passion. So they just may not understand. Another thing is that they might be scared that you will change. Not necessarily change physically, but they might feel that your personality is different. Maybe you won't need them anymore. Maybe, they won't be good enough for you. Those are legitimate feelings that when people are a little bit worried about change, that's part of it. It's not familiar anymore. It's changed. So they may also just be unsure how to support you. They might not know what is expected of them, and that's tough. So they want to be there, but they don't know what to do. So, because again, uncharted territory, kind of scary. Another issue is they may be protecting you, especially if you have done this several times before. I know I did. I did everything. And I tried and it didn't really work, and I tried again and it didn't work. And it's hard to see somebody go through that because it was such an emotional roller coaster for me. And so I know that's a difficult one as well. And then again, if you've done this before, you may have had a financial investment before. You may be looking at doing something now where you are financially investing. And that is another concern. Is it going to be like the treadmill and the elliptical and the Thigh Master and all the other equipment that you bought and then you just hung clothes on, you can't find it? Again, it's like if we're going to put our money where our mouth is, so to speak, we've got to get serious about it and not just serious for like 3 or 4 days. So the other thing is it could be your perception. Often people are like, oh, well, he's just not going to support that. He didn't support it last time. He's just not supportive. And things might have changed. So here's my suggestion is ways to help this. Communicate. Very, very important. Communication is key. You need to talk about your goals. And I know that's hard. And it was hard for me because I didn't want to admit I was overweight. So to say like I wanted to be, healthier, maybe weigh a little bit less and have my clothes fit. Sometimes it's even hard to define those goals initially, but you just know that things just aren't the way you want them to be. So doing your best to talk about what your goals are, ask for the support. Ask for it and say, this is very important to me. If you have children too, this is a great thing for your kids to say, this is very important to me. And, mom is going to get up earlier in the morning because this is what I want to do. I want to exercise. Or, dad's going to clean up dinner because mom is going to go and do this. make sure everybody is on board and knows what's expected of them so that they can best support you. Then there's addressing the concerns. What are the concerns? If it's a financial concern, okay, let's discuss that. If they've got other concerns that, again, maybe you'll change. You're not going to need me anymore. Reassuring somebody that that is not the intent of you just wanting to feel better about yourself. Then compromise. So if you need to take an hour to go to the gym, maybe your spouse wants some time doing something a little bit different. So again, be prepared to be able to compromise that. Another thing is, if this is a financial concern, perhaps you can forego some of the gifts that you might, be receiving for your birthday or for Christmas, Mother's Day, which is coming up, anniversaries, those kind of things. Where can you make little shifts just to make it happen if it's this important to you? Okay. Some resources that I want to share now that you can kind of understand where things are coming from. And of course, there's plenty more. These are some general ones. You also know some ways to help yourself out. Some resources. Ladies, if you need support from other women, I run monthly support groups from the 1st to the 21st of every month. And you are more than welcome to join us in there. There's no financial obligation to that. It is just a bunch of women working on ourselves and being healthier and happier and building those solid foundations. Then another great resource, especially if this is kind of involving the communication aspect between you and a spouse, is the book, The 5 Love Languages. You can even go online, 5lovelanguages.com. You can do a little test to see, so that we all give and receive love in different ways. And what's important to me, and the way I like to give love, it might not be received by my husband in the same way because he's wired a little differently. So understanding that can just improve relationships, and not saying that an unsupportive spouse means you have a relationship issue. It's not that at all. There's so many other things. But the love languages is really important for you just to communicate every day with the people that you love. And if you don't appreciate gifts and somebody just keeps bringing you flowers, and you would rather hear somebody say, "You did a great job today," or you'd rather have somebody just take out the trash without being asked, the flowers won't mean as much to you as those other things. So understanding where you're at with those ideas is really, really beneficial to a happier life. So I hope this helps you guys. I am available if anybody has more questions about it, you want to talk about it. These are some general things that can kind of get you started. And if you are ready to make some changes, some lifestyle changes, live a healthier life, keep working to make it happen. If it's important to you, be patient with your spouse, but ensure that you're taking steps to look after yourself, because you're not going to be your best self if you are not happy with who you are. All right? So, thank you and have a great day.